Good morning, good evening, or good day, and welcome to the ReviewZed podcast, the game review of the Z to Z podcast. If the game has achievements, then we try to cover it here. I'm your host, Damien, and thank you for listening. If you've listened to the Z to Z podcast in the past, then you're familiar with our format. We bring you a separate weekly show covering just reviews of new and sometimes overlooked Xbox titles. And don't forget to check out the regular Z to Z podcast while you're at it. That show's good too, just like this one, but we have more vitamin D. All right, so welcome back to another installment of ReviewZed. Your host, Spazpole, Damien, with my co-host, Warren.
I'm a planting.
Yep, we're that too. So this may actually be the last in-name ReviewZed show. We're having discussion because even though we're like the Z to Z podcast with more vitamin D, there's no more of the Z to Z podcast. So I don't know. In keeping with the name, we will probably be disbanding the ReviewZed name as well. But from at least from a publishing and everything standpoint, we still plan to be here. So slight changes, I guess, in namesake, but nothing more than that. If it's all the same players and all that, is it really any different?
Nah, a name's a name.
Yeah. Right, IHOP? Or is that IHOP? Whatever.
Hey, burgers are good, pancakes are good. I'll take either.
Yeah, just not from there.
Yeah,
other burgers are awful. All right. So, with that, let's cut for those people that don't want to listen to actually talk about a game and instead would rather talk to us about a contest. I think that the G-Task is still going on, isn't it? It's not December yet, right?
It's not December yet, and believe it or not, it doesn't feel it, but I guess it's Wednesday. It's feeling like it's something in the morning-ish, maybe?
Yeah.
So maybe we should probably tell people what the bonus is going to be for next period.
Oh, right. Is this a team or a solo?
We're the ones that get to offer the lovely team bonus to people, but I'll tell you again next time, too.
Oh, okay, cool. We still in it? No, we're not.
No, we're not. In fact, I'm going to be out of the solo. Well, I am out of the solo now.
Oh, you're out. Oh, that's so unfortunate. You just lost this morning.
I know. And this thing called Mass Effect Andromeda has actually sucked my life up now. Oh, well.
But is Mass Effect worth it at least?
Yeah, I paid $9. I am not complaining.
I still paid $6 for Battlefield 2, the Star Wars Battlefield. I still haven't played that yet.
I beamed over it. Anyways, yes, back to GTSC bonus. This period is Deja Vu.
The game?
You have... no, although great game. Pick it up for your NES.
We reviewed it.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. But anyway, Deja Vu. Go ahead.
Yes, you need to end the scoring period with the same gamer score and achievement gains as the previous period. This is referring to the team scores, not the individual members. So if your team ended period 24 with, say, like 6,000 gamer score and say 200 achievements, you also need 6,000 gamer score and 200 achievements. Any more, any less, and you do not win this.
Wow, that seems like a very not the most technical of challenge, but could be fairly technical.
It comes down to like the ratio of things, obviously, because your TA score can change. It's just the solid kind of immovable numbers.
Yeah,
so it's not a horrible request, but it's gonna ask something of these guys.
Yeah, I'll ask because I know you look at these stats in the background. How are the TA score changes week over week right now for the team? Is it plateauing or is it still climbing week over week?
It's actually kind of a bit of a mess, depending on what the bonuses are for solo and team. Oh. There's peaks, there's valleys. It does not go anyways the way you would think it would go.
So this is one of those ones like plan ahead because you may need more TA to finish the weekend if you're going for the bonus.
This is actually why people typically only score a couple thousand until Wednesday morning and then go nuts putting up points in the final couple hours because you just don't know where that line's going to be.
Yeah. Or didn't go nuts this morning like you did. I guess you must have slept in.
Yeah. It's nice sleeping in.
So, So doing a slight bit of a segue, let's go to talk about what we played this week. Well, really, we played it for the last 2 weeks. I think we both finished it. Yeah, we both completed it, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we were playing OKKO, Let's Play Heroes. which was published by Cartoon Network Games and developed by Capybara. Yes, those people that are developing Below. And what were the other games that Capybara did? Capybara. They did some other ones. Oh, Super Time Force. And
Might and Magic, Clash of Heroes. I loved that game.
Oh, really? Yeah. So this is so this was released actually a little while ago, January 23rd of 2018 for Xbox One. It is, I'll give it a beat 'em up. It's definitely a beat 'em up. Purchase price $19.99, and completion estimate. Were we both in that 12 to 15 hour range?
I played it for a little longer. I ended up with about 16 and change, but you could probably, especially if you are a little better at picking up your random buddy that's hiding in the arcade, and maybe a little more efficient at farming, then you might be able to get it done quicker.
Yeah. So this game is based on, there's a TV show, OKKO, on Cartoon Network. So this game is, I will say this did have a very interesting segue to the TV show. So fast forwarding, well, we'll get to it, but make sure we remember to mention how the tie-in to actually watching this show. I did try to watch the show. My son does watch some Cartoon Network stuff, and so we were trying to look for a new show. We've done Teen Titans Go. I'm a fan of the Amazing World of Gumball. Whatever, Gumball. Love Gumball. I was looking for a new show. Did watch the first episode of this. Could not get into it. So however, the game is based on this kid named KO. And his mom and like all of the people associated work in this shopping plaza, and they're all action heroes, and action heroes have their trading cards. And so in essence, yes, you're a very young, I'm going to guess this kid's like what, 8?
Yeah, definitely young kid from the takes. I mean, he's got 8, 10.
Yeah, and he's getting to work in this shopping plaza where his mom has a dojo who she used to be, well, she, I guess, is still a superhero, but, a semi-retired mom, soccer mom.
I gotta say, this is like the most motley, bizarre crew of retired heroes I've ever seen.
Yeah, but then there's the ones that work at the bodega for Mr. Gar, and they're obviously not retired. They are current.
Well, no, I'm thinking of like the dude at the food truck.
Oh, Guard, yeah.
Beardo, or
Beardo.
His name? Yeah, just some bizarre characters. I don't know where they dreamed these people up.
Yeah, as I said, I couldn't really get into the TV show, so playing this game, it's you don't have to have watched the TV show to understand the game. But I think your appreciation, if you didn't like the TV show or didn't get into it, this game doesn't help. And vice versa. Like if you go,
I would agree. There's definitely a lot of like side quest stuff that's not related or not required for the completion. That if you're into the show, I could see people kind of getting into like, oh, I got to do this. I got to figure out how to get these guys happy with me. I got to unlock all their power. But I mean, yeah, you're right. If this is not your thing, if you're just kind of, 1000G, here we go. There's a bunch of this that you can actually kind of skip through.
Yeah, and that's exactly where my son is. He said he watched the one show and he found out this is what we were playing, and he's kind of like, oh, yeah, I had no real interest. That tells you anything. So, yeah, so this game loosely based off that from in terms of the plot line. So you work at Mr. Gar's bodega, which is in a shopping plaza, and then there's the big box evil retailer, Boxmore, we'll call it Walmart, from across the street that is there to destroy all of the businesses at the shop. I guess it's a real play on modern society, their take on Walmarts and the Amazons of the world versus the mom and pop stores. But they keep sending over their evil robots, and you must progress through the days battling these robots. And part of the dynamic, I will say it was an interesting dynamic, is so you have playing cards. So all of these action heroes have playing cards, and you have your power up. Well, not you, because you play as KO, but all of these action heroes have their special moves. Not unheard of for a superhero to have a special move, but your special move in this is called a Powie Zowie.
Oh yeah,
Powie Zowie. Yeah. again, geared towards 8-year-olds. So you must unlock the cards Powie Zowies of all of these ancillary characters, and that you can use them in battle. You can charge up your attacks by either attacking enemies or being attacked, and eventually you will power up the cards that you have, quote unquote, equipped. I think you can have up to 2 cards equipped at a time, but you can cycle through all of them. So I guess it really doesn't matter. But yeah, so you get the cards equipped, and if you have unlocked the teammate, I guess you're not playing as 2 people, but anyway, if you've unlocked the equipped cards Powie Zowie, once it is charged, you can unleash it for a special move. Some are more helpful than others, but yeah, that's pretty much the dynamic. And there's maybe 7 enemies that you keep battling through.
There's actually one more part to this whole card dynamic. It's equally as silly, however. Once you've done all the side quests so that you can use these other characters' special moves, you can increase the power of that by using a snappy wappy on that Powie Zowie.
I feel like an idiot just saying this.
I know. But basically what it does, it turns your card from like a white looking background to a gold color, and the attacks do more damage. That's the benefit of doing the side quests for all these extra characters in the game, is that you can have a stronger attack to use in fighting.
Yeah, and then so the part that ties into the show, so you get these cards through a vending machine, just like normal trading cards. You have to buy them in the bodega you work in. And so there's special codes that when you're watching the TV show, at least there's a few that are missing, but in all of the episodes, they would have a 3 character clue hidden in plain sight. And that code then works in game. And I think there's 48 episodes. So as it stands, all 48 episodes should have a code in there. However, I think there was, per the wiki,
there's
like
a
6
couple
codes
that
missing.
Don't, and everything unlocks. So if we're missing something, we're maybe missing more of those snappy wappy cards, because that seems to be the only thing I'm missing.
Yeah. Now it is interesting that one of the cards, so for completionists, for achievement hunters, so an OKKO, it is completable. However, you must enter those codes to get a full completion, because there's 2 character cards. So there's an achievement for collecting all the PAL cards. The PAL cards are the character cards. 2 of those cards are only available through the vending machine through entering special codes. So you will either have to watch through an entire 2 seasons.
Actually, there's 4 of them.
Of
Baby Teeth, Skateboard Nerd, Brandon, and Elodie all come from pieces in the...
Okay, so you will have to watch 4 you will have to watch 2 seasons of OKKO to unlock all of those, or you can just go find a wiki somewhere that just has all the codes that people have watched through the show to get it. I mean, again, hey, go watch the show. I think it was a good tie-in to get people to watch the show, but if you had and you're like, oh my God, I can't stand this. Yeah, to watch through 2 full seasons of it to get codes, to get the completion is... Yeah.
I mean, it's unique. It's definitely an interesting way to help bring people into the game. However, like you're saying, if you're not really into the game to begin with, then it's going to just kind of be a little bit like, wait, what? What do I have to do?
It's almost like a Gleam contest, forcing you to follow someone on Twitter to get an entry, but then you don't use Twitter to actually follow them after the contest.
Shameless plug. Don't forget to look for Gleam contests.
Yeah, exactly. What were we giving away this week? I think it was Trailblazers. I think that's available up until tonight. Yeah, follow us on Twitter and enter the contest for free codes. Those will still be continuing on. Yeah, so yeah, the game, for the amount of hours I put in 17 hours. It says some of that was at pause menu. It overall wasn't bad. I mean, the animation, the game was fairly, flawless in the controls. The battling got old after a while. I think the only thing, after you finished out the full game, getting your max strength, agility, and coolness stats, since those go up, that last level for each of those just takes forever. So you're going to end up doing more battling once the game is done. However, it's not horrible. It goes by semi quickly. It is a little bit grindy, but I've definitely done worse grinds. It wasn't a dramatically bad grind.
No, and there's not a whole lot of grind that's outside of the story itself. So it's not like you're just kind of repetitively doing the same thing for no real reason. At least you're still kind of in the daily cycle, finishing off like the overarching story while you're kind of grinding out the majority of the levels. Like you did a little more work because you found a way to be more effective at getting that stats up than I did. I ended up doing it a little differently, getting more money to buy boosters to use for stats, but in the same respect, it kind of all averages out. We discovered, it's not a bad game. The achievements are all fairly simple. There's a couple collectible ones. Actually, there's only one collectible one, and like we were saying, it involves
just getting 50.
Yeah, it involves the collecting of all these cards using cheat codes. Otherwise, whatever. They're out there. There's a list on TA.
Otherwise it's getting 50 technos and 50 of
microchips.
Microchips.
Yeah, and those aren't really that bad either. I mean, again, I ended up doing that. Looks like just before I finished the main quest, looking at my timestamps. So, but it's not a big deal. Don't feel like you have to rush it. There's like an overtime mode, basically. You can just finish the daily work cycle endlessly after the game story finishes. So you can do any of those achievements later. There's nothing missable in this game.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the game wasn't horrible. If you have somebody in your family that's watching the show, I mean, that's the one thing that I was disappointed in the show. Having watched Gumball, which Gumball can definitely cater to the adults as well as the kids. That's the same thing I love about Teen Titans Go. This game the show didn't. I find it definitely is much more geared towards the child audience versus the adult audience. So that's why I didn't get into it. And I mean, in terms of the story, I will say the game is very good about sticking to the rest of the formula that's done to the TV show. So if you're into the TV show, there's a great correlation to it, but if you're not into this TV show, you're probably going to just be wanting to kind of cut through dialogues to just
wait. You mean this is like a TV show movie game that actually is a good representation of the TV show it's trying to be?
Yeah, I think it's just unfortunate.
It's just unfortunately, okay, KO Let's Play Heroes is just not really geared toward the older achievement hunting crowd, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, if they made a Gumball game, though, and even the Teen Titans Go game that they make for Android is fun to play, like the Tiny Titans. Oh, that game's awesome. If only they had achievements. Microsoft, get on that. Yeah, but I mean, overall, I mean, it was a good representation of the game. I mean, the $20 price point is fair for what it is. I personally, unless you really like the show, though, you're not going to want to pick it up for anything less than 15. But I mean, 20 is honestly, it's a fair price for.
Yeah, it's a little high in my estimate as well, but it's not that bad. I mean, for the gameplay, the way I usually look at games, if you can get about $1 for every hour of gameplay, then you're doing pretty good.
Which, I mean, and again, if maybe the show, it was an OKKO and it was another show from Cartoon Network that I was into, if this was Teen Titans Go themed, I'd probably say $20 easy. Again, it's just for me, it came down to the preference of the show that I'm not as wowed on the price point. But as I said, that's why I think the price point's fair, given if it was just, one of the shows I was more into, I probably would be like, oh, this is fine for it. But yeah, overall, decent. Take a look at it. If you've seen the TV show, if you have on demand or a DVR, watch the TV show first. If you suddenly find, oh yeah, this TV show is hysterical, wow, you might actually like this game.
Yeah, and to be brutally honest, it's not a bad game. I mean, if you like a solid beat 'em up, this is a solid beat 'em up. It's just skinned in a much younger audience.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's it for this week. That was OKKO, and then we'll still have Mango and Prue on the show next week, and might be called ReviewZed, might not be, but it'll still be us. We'll still be doing our thing.
We'll still be reviewing just for you guys.
Exactly. Hope you all have a great week. Thanks for listening.
Peace.